Welcome back. And right now we are on the third set of PSSL Week 1. Team Toxic versus Exile and Ice Mines. A very interesting map pick from Exile coming up here. And, let's just immediately hop into the drafts here. And on the side of Team Toxic, we have Terminus, Grok, Grover, Ayo, and Drogos. And for the side of Exile, we have Inara, Ying, Atlas, Victor, and Willow. What do you think?
I think Team Toxic running this triple support with Terminus, theoretically speaking, is really good. But if you look at Team Exile, they have a Dead Zone Willow, which I'm kind of worried about how those kind of drop and bans phase going on. But always very interesting to see how those off support damage comes through against a very traditional double tank setup from Team Exile, and the Atlas I think he was running the Big Shield talent, which also works very well usually on Ice Mine, considering you can just denies every damage from the point fight. So really just like to see how it goes. And let's take on a perspective on Widow on how she set up all this dead zone and denies the stuff.
I didn't even realize that Team Toxic were running a triple support. I just looked at the Groks like, tank. I didn't even realize that. But I guess Team Toxic does have Luna on their side to act as this substitute point tank. I'm expecting Terminus to act as the off tank role here, trying to siphon inside rooms to deny all of that damage coming from Exile. And starting off, Ice Mind's good here, watching Josh on this Victor. So we're casting their games instead right now. Going on to win the. Oh no, we'll be going with Alice on the aggressive push here. Alice going up ahead as well. Not using burst mode here. What else is he using? Using Shrapnel.
Yeah,
Wow.
that makes kind of sense since all the supports from Team Toxic was grouping up on the backline. Rox really does so much damage against Incoms and all those bounces, but Atlas and Blanco on the Victor just pushing on the far side, making the distraction, and all this healing suddenly becomes nothing.
Yeah, that was a huge stagger from Team Toxic. Drogo's the only one available to touch here, but no one is currently on the payload for Team Exile, stalling the time even more. Some P Gamer trying to duel with this Victor. Both decide to retreat. Smart choice as Atlas struggles to sustain here. If Team Toxic finally get back on point, but 4 players alive for Team Exile to continue pushing this up.
Yeah, you can see, I think Willow has a better matchup on this one, considering there's way less scan on Toxic. You can see, oh, but a great one from Nice.
Oh, all the ults pouring out. All the ults pouring out from Exile right now as Team Toxic just gets staggered. Terminus falling so low that he needs to rely on that triple support, but can deny the heals as Stinglish with a very nice wall, and Exile getting this first point to themselves.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of hungry for Solid 8 waves. His Deso is on point. You can see, put his Deso kind of a little bit far when he was retreating. That's why you can see 3 supports stacking over on the right side, and the team is still pushing. Terminus got single out on the point.
Wait, what's Inara doing all the way back there? Going with their very aggressive flank. May possibly get caught out here. But wow, picks up a kill onto Ujawa. On Ujawa kill. Blank following up with one on some Gamer. Double kill to distinguish. Just amazing play from Exile.
Yeah, also a very nice setback from Atlas. He was just able to just run straight forward to the backline and cause all those massive distractions, and he gets out very easily and get the kill. Now they still pushing with 130 seconds left. Considering this Ice Mine is a very tough man push on this long path. But Grok falling down again on the first time for Team Toxic every time. I think he dies very often before all those kills fall back. Garage and Game ultimate comes through just trying to steal this truck. Oh, that was a very unlucky Dragon Punch. But Willow Fate is still going, but now Team Exile has to retreat. There's still 50 seconds left, and I think Ying with the ultimates and all this damage, you might
Yeah.
have to charge a second and have to push the next one.
Exile, both teams use a couple of ults there to try and stall this push, but 30 seconds left on the clock, and Exile have to cut this to continue pushing up here. Blanc and Inara trying to push up on this side, dealing as much damage as can with Shrapnel. Very interesting wall will block off the damage temporarily, as Grok seems to be in this backline trying to deal damage from the side. Blanc still trying to push up on this ground here. Nice route coming up from Grover, and a spit will clean up the Exile in the room, and the opponents will come out from Team Toxic.
Yeah, during the pause, I would like to kind of say about how Team Exile, they should more properly using their walls. Actually, Atlas has a wall, Inara has the wall. They can just deny all those damage coming from Team Toxic, and with the Yin clones healing up those tanks, and I think Team Toxic has to play around it and just not falling into the trap, especially Grog. He hits that right inside to make sure his bounce is going with the teammates. Overtime. It seems like Grog and Drogo's got taken down.
Yeah, all of Exile just raining down, but Jaderi does go in for the reanimate to continue going with his defense, but Singlish picks up both kills onto Jaderi. The same line coming out on the scoreboard twice right now. Exile just trying to push in as Toxic struggle to defend, and with the death of the dog, Exile will push this in successfully.
That Terminus also is actually really great, but the Atlas 7 is way better. You kind of visualize this is gonna happen next time again if Terminus has his again on the defense, or either the pot fight, he will just get set back last time, and that's just nothing. Team Toxic has one less ultimate to work with.
I'm expecting a very nice push here from Exile with all of the ultimates coming close online, but reanimate, the most important ult probably from the side of Team Toxic to continue this fight, will not be available. We see Willow here taking this window position here, dead zoning into the Grover. Atlas going in for a very aggressive play down there as Jademi pushes himself up onto this Ying, but a snipe retreat will come in as Exile comes in from Atlas but gets denied with two ults from Team Toxic. Barrage will come in from Blanc, but Whirlwind will keep everyone alive from this backline. 60% in ticking. Team Toxic have to touch soon.
You are not welcome here. Enemy killing spree.
You can see in the early part fight, Toxic has to fall
Enemy killing
now once they have to because they don't have any way to work with all of them.
Stop 9 in a row. Escort the payload. An enemy is savage. An enemy is unstoppable.
Push for Exile to if they come in using more army, they might
Yeah, Ice Mines is gonna be such a long push, 2 minutes in, but at least the Ice Mines payload will get past the first choke as Exile continue on with this aggressive zoning, waiting for Drogos to come back before Toxic can successfully push up here. Since the Atlas and Victor will continue on this aggressive zoning as Ada and Fire and Drogos try to hold this line. Dog will be placed here in the room, Long trying to burst it down, and just the trades being traded as the payload slowly pushes on.
Yeah, it's only 1 minute and 45 seconds left. The payload is almost half full. And if you look at the slash line from Team Exile, did they even die once for Victor and Inara, all those people? I think they really have to get some very confirmable damage because they finally get an Atlas pick, but Payload still pushing. It is a 1-for-1 trade. It seems interesting. And you take off Terminus. Terminus doesn't even have his ult yet, and his payload's almost triple. They don't have a tank to contest, and that's the win from Team Exile.
Yes, a nice seismic crash will wrap this up nicely, denying them of the point touch. Just very well played from Exile overall, as Toxic, try and struggle to dish out the damage with their triple support, but to no avail, sadly.
Yeah, if you look at the slash side, I would say they don't even get kills. Victor 10-0 and 14. What a game for him. I think he was just playing it so comfortably with Atlas having his back. All those like damages from Team Toxic wasn't even that confirmable. Like he can just run away, heal back out, and do as much as damage he can. What a great game from Team Exile. I think Team Toxic has to drop a little bit wisely next time, considering this wasn't went going well for this.
And with that, this would wrap up the first match of Toxic versus Exile, and we will meet you soon on match 2. Alright, welcome to the second match of Exile versus Team Toxic, and which will take place on Brightmarsh. Exile running with the Androxus, Genos, Terminus, Dredge, and the Cassie. And for the side of Team Toxic, we have Zin, Ying, Grover, Tiberius, and Inara. What do you think about the graphs?
Team Toxic really think about with the brings right now with this draft coming up. However, I would like to see how Terminus with Genos is gonna work out on this very tight corner close map on Brightmarsh. Looking at the dredge with, you can tell Genos Luminary boost doesn't actually affect dredge hole, so but they can self-sustain pretty roundabout. But I think draft wisely, I would lean to Team Toxic, and all those damages from Ying and the Grover healing in early game is gonna make Team Exile kind of struggle on peeling them.
Let's not forget that Harpoon on Dredge does not apply item shot benefits, so it'll be really hard for Dredge to continue on with this hurl and try and go against this double support. But Brightmarsh is a really nice map for Dredge. He may pop off here, and with that, we are going to start the timer of Exile versus Toxic. And actually, it's really interesting to see Exile picking out triple DPS. Not usually a common theme for them. And it seems that Fumas, once again, will be on DP. No, Blanc will be here on DPS. And, trying... As all the damage altogether coming in Exile's favor against this double support comp. But Tiger here being probably would be the main star for Toxic and carrying them to victory.
5.
Yeah,
4,
let's see how it goes.
3,
But Ying is actually
2,
running,
1.
I think he's running
Let the
not
battle
focusing lens,
begin.
but the detonate off the illusion. So I would like to see how it goes. And I think Team Exile doesn't have to play on pawn immediately, considering those sustain were very less with Genesis. Right now you can see Team Toxic with just prioritizing capturing the pawn and playing on the far side. No one's playing in the house. And 12% going up from Team Toxic.
Right now, Cassie raining down the shots as he needs, but this Tiger on the backline may find a kill, but no, a nice outplay from Minilim. The jump kill onto Ujawa kill, getting the first pick for themselves to the side of Exile, slowly cleaning up. Singlish on the second kill, and Exile 9% and ticking will lean this defense towards their favor.
Yeah, as you can see, Angel has a better matchup right now with Luminary Boost. He can kind of melt down people a little bit faster, considering he only does 1200 DPS with no headshots. But they might have to fall back considering all the sustain from Genesis kind of less. But a great poke from Angel kind of steals the deal with Cassie and gets a sink. But Dredge fall down this time against Heroes. Exile got the point.
Really nicely played here by Exile, picking up the kills and denying the Tiberius flank. Salted Egglings here though, going for the accursed arm, getting a nice kill onto Jerry. May pick up a second on the double kill. And going for a nice 180. May pick up this kill onto Zombie Gamer and allowing Exile for this full-on push.
Yeah, right now Team Toxic, though this is Brightmarsh, they actually don't have much verticality. Once they drop down from the spawn door, they can't go back up, so they have to organize this fight a little bit better. Maybe just let the Team Exile to push a little bit more forward and settle a team fight instead of just dropping down and stuff. Right now you can see they kind of can play smart. Both DPS, Tiber and Grover Ying just sitting on the high ground, but they finally drops down. And this would be a first no bully fight considering if no ultimate was used.
Yes, still watching Salted Egg. So now we are on mini limb. The Revolutionary Whiff does come in for the side of Team Toxic. Sampi Gamer using Spy onto Salted Egg Wings, denying this Androxus of his streak. Once again, Zin goes in for a kill and trades out. We've seen this year. Pardon me, as Team Toxic will now continue to push on as Exile wait in for the respawns 1 minute in. Ultimately invested here, don't you think?
Yeah, I think Ying out was fine considering she was doing damage with all those ultimate charge rate for support. If you do more damage, you actually charge us more quickly while also being healing or doing healing. 40 seconds left. Cassie uses I think Team Exile might try to set up another offense here. Dredge uses his ultimate, try to seal the corner on the right side.
30 seconds remain.
Getting killed by that. And then 30 seconds left, the payload has been pushed back a little bit backward. And then you can see Angels, they try to kill one more time and Ying, what a nice teleport, and she just easily got killed back, and what a nice terminus enemy got.
Yeah, voucher. Team Toxic now falling. Aiden Fire there while trying to escape the Androxus. Accidentally teleports into the reanimate. Right now, Team Toxic have to group up as Exile continue to push this into overtime, taking their places here. It will seem that Inara will opt in for the touch, trying to flank your Salted Egg Wings, but Whirlwind will be used to counter this and will fall to Aiden Fire. Ults being used from Team Toxic to continue defending this. Blanc falling low here along with Terminus and will eventually die as Team Toxic defend this.
Yeah, I think Team Exile, Team Toxic wasn't prepared for that last engagement with the ultimate usage, very commitment from the Team Exile. That's why they used the Groove just to reset everything, and then they have the defense right now.
Capture point spawning in 15
at the ultimate
seconds.
Economy, Team Exile doesn't have too much things to work with considering Dredge ultimate can be easily got baited out and does kind of nothing against the double support with no cauterize being effect. So I would like to see how Team Toxic kind of played this time a little bit better, considering using the team ultimates wisely.
Watching here from this perspective of some P gamer, both teams playing very passively so far. Illusionary Rift does come out for the side of Team Toxic to continue on this push. Salted Egg Wings already low. Some P gamer gets a nice counter kill onto the Salted Egg Wings. May look for the third here, but will miss the spike. But no problem as a nice wall comes out from Inara. The point fight continues. 2 players only left for the side of Exile, and Team Toxic will stay on the point temporarily.
Yeah, this is what kind of make downside for triple DPS. Sometimes you have to run something like a tank that can well self-sustain, but Terminus on the other side, he couldn't do that much, to be honest. But Team Toxic really plays it well with double reset support ultimates that can just make the point fight way harder for Team Exile to try to use the Luminary boost to retake the point fight. Terminus was able to retouch the point, but he doesn't really have the ultimate. I think he would just try to delay the destiny.
Yeah, big C9 here from Exile. All players were alive and ticking earlier, but it seems that they were not going for the touch, and the second point will go to the name of Team Toxic. But Exile, still continuing on this defense, managing to poke out a nice kill onto some B gamer. Salted Egg Wings here, trying to duke out with this Ying, but a nice retreat will continue as Exile, 2 minutes in, continue to defend this.
Yeah. Zin using his ultimate just now on the left side, tried to get a kill on Cassie, but she got out and a bunch of kills are switching around, and it's kind of messy. But the animate uses on 1 second and 48 seconds left, getting nothing fairly from. But I think what they're trying to do might be a very aggressive zone, as considering they don't have too much healing. But a Tiger trades out Cassie on the right side. This might be an opening for Team Toxic to engage this push.
Ujiwa will kill so far, having a decent performance on this Tiberius here, but not managing to actually almost out damage the Dredge earlier. Wow. Oh, I guess Tiberius known for their burst, and 1 minute 15 seconds in, the payload finally starts moving in both teams, trying to trade out, but Terminus here coming for a very aggressive flank. Whirlwind will be used to save Ujao kill on this Tiberius, and Terminus does fall and be punished for his aggressive play. A very nice passive ult to escape Cassie there. And right now, all players alive for Team Toxic. The payload will continue moving at 50 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, Rover just got some random bombs by Dredge and Kill. I think this might be a kind of better defense for Team Exile, considering if they let the Toxic push a little bit more and then play with the angles. And then this might be a better and get a 2-2 and save the ultimate for the fight, considering they don't have too much heals to work with. If they have to engage, they have to make it work.
That is true. So right now, 20 seconds left. Grover just came back for the side of Team Toxic, and Exile continue to defend this well. Stuck on this choke point, but Aiden Fire will get poked out by Salted Egg Wings. But Terminus, once again, with a very aggressive positioning, will get caught out by Ujao. Tiberius once again raining onto this backline. Minili may be caught out here by Sampi Gamer. Very nicely done, and Exile are pushed back on this defending it.
Yeah, I think Terminus is kind of positioned, kind of aggressive. Maybe he doesn't realize he was getting healed by Genos. But right now, with overtime still possessing, they might just not use the ultimate. But Ying got killed and during her teleporting phase, and what a great defense for Team Exile.
Oh, Salted Egg Wings picking up 3 kills earlier. Very nicely played. Can we look at the slash lines and the damage of both teams so far? And wow, 12-5-6 for the Indroxus. This past land player really showing his mainstay after being picked up by Exile. And we can continue to hope for his good performance. But what do you think these two teams can continue doing going on to this next fight?
I think Team Exile has to organize a fight not on the pawn by not sending Terminus on pawn straight away, considering Team Toxic has so much sustain. Or they might have to just to wait for the ultimate from Team Toxic to come out and then they do the engagement. Or else I think this is going to be very hard for Exile, considering Cauterizer is only 75% only, with Team Toxic having Illusionary and Rover on. Double reset with just eliminate all the damage running through particularly. As you can see, Terminus uses his on the left side but not on pawn, and I think he might be taken down once more time. This is very big misplay from Team Exile. The tank players were down. They don't have anything to work with right now. Team Toxic just zoning this so well on pawn right now. 50% though.
Reanimate being just absolutely denied and just putting 2 deaths of himself on the death scoreboard. 40% and ticking for Team Toxic. Ujaba kill goes in for the combat trends just to escape and sustain. Exile waiting for the respawns to come back and start pushing in. Sampi Gamer will out, and both Ujaba and him will go for the passive retreat. 90% and Terminus will go in for the touch for Exile. Both teams just trying to trade shots here, but Blanc and Salted Egg Wings pick up a kill for themselves. Double kill for Cassie, and Team Toxic will fall and will need to come back for the next capture.
This is what I'm talking about. Team Exile has to play with the DPS on the side, make those mass distractions, and triple kill coming from Stagger, from Angel. But nice, and I think they have a chance to retake this one.
Nara going with that Master Ryan, trying to touch point here, manages to get past the Dredge. 78% waiting for that number to come in, but will get destroyed by a Cursed Arm. Nice Cursed Arm from Salted Egg Wings. Team Toxic has no one to touch, and with that, Exile get this 3rd point.
There's a really good foil grip considering Mother's Grace Inara can just deny those CC immunity. But yeah, let's take a look on the damage from Team Exile. Maybe they have a better slash line right now, considering the push, but if Terminus can play a little bit safe on this push, this might be a better one.
Yeah, there's not much really Thermi can do against Tiberius, true, he can eat the entire combat threats if he wishes, but just one right mouse button and the damage goes through, and it's the backline is open, and so Bro can go through different type. Terminus falling here, Minilim and some PKM are doing it out, but Spy does not connect, and Exile will go for a temporary retreat.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, so Terminus, if you think about his siphon, yeah, he can absorb everything, but I'm not sure about Sin Will and also the Tiber Sword, which can go through him. So he has to play pretty safe considering now Team Exile got that point. They have a chance to win this one. They have to play safe. And right now you can see
Wow.
what the team white from the right side engagement. There's 1 minute left, and Terminus almost has his enemies again. And I think Team Toxic has to play a little bit like wise right now, considering if they use the reset automatically from support for defense, they might don't have it for the next fight. So
Watching now on Ray's perspective, there's 50 seconds left for Exile, continuing on and pushing up. Jadevi trying to go onto the payload to contest, but will get picked up. But Josh getting killed by Udao. Treats passed by as Whirlwind does come in from Grover to try and stall this push, but assaulted Egg Wings uses a cursed arm and finishes up from 2 players left on Exile and 4 for Toxic with the defender's advantage. 20 seconds and Exile has the temporary retreat.
yeah, I think Team Toxic has well
15 seconds remain. Enemy killing.
But unlock the teleport from Ying, get killed by the Terminus.
8,
10 minutes, 10 seconds left.
6,
Might
5,
be a chance for
4,
Terminus. You can see
3,
how Terminus was
2,
falling down. Once
1.
he just put down his Cypher, and he has to use his reanimate to try to seal this push. He's not in confident yet, and he got spited, and with double support from Team Toxic.
Enemy double.
They can just dagger this as long as they can, and now Team Exile has to retreat, and it will be a 3-3 game for them.
Yeah, Exile there was really determined to continue pushing on and using most of their ults, only having the Cassie ult here, but Team Toxic meanwhile, 3 of the ults up and running Illusionary Rift and Seismic Crash, the most important ults. I don't think Exile will be able to cap this.
Yeah, especially if you see Exile how they place on the last 3 rounds on the pawn fight. They just send Terminus straight on pawn
Capture
first
point
roll,
spawning
and
in
then
15
with the
seconds.
DPS on the side, with no siphoning the damage from the Team Toxic. So I think Team Toxic just has to go on pawn, charge up the make it
3,
aggressive zone,
2,
and use ultimates when retreat. This might be just a win game for Team Toxic.
Yeah, the Cassie ult does come out from Exile, revealing the positions here, pushing in onto Toxic. Some big gamer already low, but uses the Billow to cleanse the Cauterize. Blanc here may get a nice pick, but Illusionary Rift will go on, trying to continue this aggressive push from Toxic. Exile trying to defend as much as they can, but all is low. But a 4-man Seismic Crash coming up from Jidewi. The nice play from Inara, and will allow Team Toxic to sweep Exile with no problem.
This is all because of the Ying ult. When you press E on Ying, everyone goes like hyper aggressive on Team Toxic, and Team Exile just kind of annoyed. So, oh, we have to fall back. And Terminus with like a proper with the sync support, you can't do anything but just retreat. And now 85% rising from Team Toxic is a theory they can remember. Team Exile doesn't have any option to work with this top fight the entire time.
Not much of.
But Tracy's coming out and now alive on point. I don't think he's going well from Team Toxic.
The body stacking on point for Exile, trying to continue on this overtime, but Team Toxic, a very nice play here, allowing Exile to temporarily touch. They are not in need of that overtime. Exile is the one that's in desperation, patiently waiting for their teammates to come back, but here Terminus already falling low. Oh, even 2 kills for each side of the team. In just Exile racking up the numbers. Overtime once again ticks in as very nice wall. Once again, Jidewi on the off tank denying Sam from touching and escaping. And with that, Team Toxic get this game to themselves.
Yeah, I just said it. You lost Terminus. Even though you win the side fight, if you can't win the pawn, you're gonna lose for that. So I think this might be due to the draft phase, but I think Team Exile kind of plays it well. You can see they actually got 2nd and 3rd points for the engagement of the push. They just have to use their ultimate more wisely. Terminus uses all during the push, but nothing was kind of relevant for him. So I like to see how they switch up. Maybe just rotate out the support from Janos into a like Etheria or Grover. But Grover was picked in Brightmarsh for Team Toxic, which is actually a very well-rounded support considering he can heal through walls and heal everyone in the area in the circle. So a very well played and draft for Team Toxic in this one.
Thank you. And with that, we've wrapped up the second match of Toxic versus Exile, and we will get back with match 3. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the third match of Exile versus Toxic. Right now, we are on Stone Keep, and let's just jump straight into the drafts here with Exile, with going with the Ash, Vivian, Grover, Kinessa, and the Atlas. And for the side of Team Toxic, we have Imani, Ayo, Inara, Drokos, and Victor. What do you think about the drafts?
I think Team Toxic also draft kind of wisely, except there's a Drogos versus a hit skin pressure from Team Exile, which I'm kind of worried about. But I think he's running combustible with buying Haven at early game. This might be a better place for him to run this comp. Well, on the other side, Team Exile kind of very running a very traditional double tank setup, but they don't have pawn tanks considering they might think well, you know what? We just let you take the pawn and the dog with Inara on the early fight. We can just win the keep fight with all the shieldings and Vivian damage running down on the left side. So we will see how those DPS is kind of doing each other on the keep side, and then the pawn fight was kind of less important for both of the teams right now. So take it over.
Yeah, and really interesting to see this Drogos against Kinessa and Vivian. Very bold in my opinion. Like as Drogos, I wouldn't even be able to peak. But maybe he's an very experienced Drogos player. Gotta see how he learns to go against his greatest counters. And right now we will be entering a pause by Singlish, but no, then we'll continue on Team Toxic versus Exile. Actually, how do you think that Team Toxic will try and play this?
I think it kind of lies on whether Victor and
three,
Imani, those
two,
backline DPS, get those confirmable damage on the tanks. Since both of the tanks from Team Exile, they have awesome open a nice shot from Singlish to take out the laser onto the sky right now. They start crumbling and noticing they were even capping the point. They say narrow to the kid.
Wow. Yeah, just Exile, very nice sweep overall. Just get it done and over with. And right now, Drogo is finally coming back, going in for the dismounts here. Singlish on this low ground side. 39% and ticking for Exile. Ayu didn't do her job with only 12% to their name. Inara going in. Drogo is flying, but already falling dangerously low here. Atlas on the back may get a nice pick, trying to delay this Team Toxic touch and the off point tank squish. My bad, I'm too tired. Okay, but back onto the match. Overtime does tick in for Exile, but does not. But a Team Toxic do not defend, do not capture this, and the Exile have a first point to themselves.
Yeah, I think Team Toxic has to rewrite what they actually planning for the strategy. They sent everyone on the left side, but no one's getting killed initially, and now they have to deal with this hit scan pressure where Drogos can pick that much. Imani just can pick, but not as much considering they have a Grover and that's so hard to dive. But a nice double kill and from Imani, and they finally get some trades and maybe stabilizing this defense a little bit.
Team Toxic, really nice defense. 1 minute and 50 seconds left on the clock. Exile may opt in to use their ults, the Assert Dominance, Charging Close, and Whirlwind at their disposal here right now, dominating the keep as the spits keep pouring out from Drogos. But with that, Minilim does get a nice pick onto Santi Gamer. Exile continuing on this keep dominance. Whirlwind does come in, and Team Toxic does go in for the victory.
Yeah, we've been using her ultimate just to make it harder for Team to push on Team Exile. A great fireball from Imani, get hard trade, and now she doesn't have her ultimate. And Team Exile has to play kind of slow right now, considering they have to charge up the ultimate, will win only 25%. I'd like to see how Atlas, all those ultimate decisions setback for Team Toxic. Victor die on the left side. Rover getting kills and Drogo's dying one more time towards the hit conversion from Vivian. But Imani getting the trade, I think Imani has a way better match against Victor this time. Oh, not Victor, but Vivi.
Right now, the Exile continuing on this push, 40 seconds left. Ujawa Kill trying to contest this Vivian on the high ground along with Drogo's, but Salted Egg Wings picks up a nice kill on the side. Wait, no, on the side from the back! Salted Egg Wings going for a very interesting flank and a triple kill for the Kinessa. Wow, Flank Nessa working in their favor.
15 seconds
Really?
remaining.
Set for Team Talks. Like usually you see Kinessa, she can teleport from the right side off the map and to the high ground.
4,
Like I think she just like teleports
2,
through the middle and no one's just looking at her behind.
With overtime does tick in for Exile to continue pushing this, our land player here on Kinessa, keeping away Team Toxic from touching in. The two DPS and Dog will come in. Point Tank finally back. The defenders' advantage, allowing them to continue on. But Ujawa Kill falling really low here. He was trying to keep him alive, but a headshot from Salted Egg Wings cleans up that Toxic player. Once again, going for the flank. Nessa Ayo will also fall. Exile just asserting dominance on this push and pushes in.
So the Egg Wing just play the reposition talent in this perspection in script, I'm telling you. He's in 12th streak. No one was able to contest him. Drogo was already under pressure, one hit scan, one shot. He has to fall back, and Io has to heal him. I would like to see Team Toxic might be playing on the lower side with setting
capture point spawning in 15
first.
seconds.
Just ignore the keep. I don't think they kind of win. But looking at Imani's actually just fall
5,
behind Kinessa
4,
damage on the damage
3,
charge.
2,
If they can manage to
1.
pull up the dragon ultimate on the keep side, this might earn them a little bit more space to work around and win the point fight.
Right now, watching from this Kinessa POV, trying to burn this dog and Singin, trying to use his Imani fireball to outsnipe, but a very nice third dominance from Singlish picks up 2 kills for Exile, and Toxic are back on the retreating end.
Yeah, now you can see Exile. Oh, what? And Imani just got staggered out. They didn't even use the ultimate. Where are the ultimates? They have to communicate. I think they have a way better chance. But they just and a nice teleport back retreat from Kinessa. And now they have a very aggressive zone. 78%. They do have combat mechanic for Team Toxic, but if they can't touch spawn, what can you do about it?
Well, Dragon Punch will try and go in for the touch here, but gets deleted on the way there. Exile just calls in the sweeping crew, sweeps up Team Toxic as they're all sent back to spawn and taking back their positions. Dragon's still up for Team Toxic though, and maybe opted in for this defense.
Yeah, I would say you can actually just use it right away, but first you have to think about how you deal with this Kinessa. She has been dominating with 70 streak and she got out very easily, like Atlas and stuff. And now you can see they're setting Ashe and there's not Berg, Victor on the right side. Drogo's with the combustible. The damage wasn't that enough if you look at the damage charge. It's only 34k. Ashe does way more damage than him. So I think if he wants to find way more value, maybe try to connect to all those combustible onto something like differently. Let's say they don't want to deal with the instant version from Vivian and Kinessa. They might just bully their rover or something. Try to flank or something. And now you can see just they staggering out against each other. And now they use the dragon to just try to defend it. And with the double dragon, I don't know what's going on.
Dragon seems a little lost here. I guess we all have those days, you know, trying to get out of a small room, unable to find the enemies. But right now, watching back on this Imani as Exile, everyone is back and running, starting to push up on this high ground here. But no one on Team Toxic to contest this high ground. Singlish and Minilin get in easy, but the snipes may bring Vivian to the brink of their fire cannon. Will come up to pour out the damage onto Singlish, but nice assert dominance keeps him alive and just blocks off spawn. Minilin with her friends cleaning up with that double kill. 30 seconds left for Exile and Victor falls. Exile continues on. Whirlwind will be opted in. and respawns for Toxic as they slowly trickle back onto this point to defend.
Yeah, there's only 15 seconds left with
15
no ultimates
seconds.
except
An
Barrage
enemy
from
is
Team
important.
Toxic, but they will get crumbled and so now and they
Nine,
still get each other
8,
with no defenders
7,
on the right side Hydra.
5,
This is very unfortunate.
4,
Kill out of spawn just like that, and with this, Team Toxic isn't able to defend, and Exile get an easy push in for a victory.
Yeah, I think the Kinessa with the reposition pick was the key of the victory because they were already scared of the hit scan pressure from Team Toxic. What if Team Exile just go back around them? They might be even not noticing. That's why Kinessa kind of make it work to you. Look at the slash line. You can see Kinessa 12 and 1 on the Salted 8 Wings. What a great game for him. I would say Team Toxic doesn't draft that bad. It was just maybe the coordination wasn't there in early fight, and you just get snowball with the items, all those stuff. So great match overall.
Yeah, great match indeed. And with that, that will wrap up the third set and the PSSL stream. Hope you all enjoyed, and I hope we weren't too bad as casters. This is the first time casting. Oh, yeah, I need to work on this stamina, man. I was stuttering so much on that last match. Hope you all enjoyed, and perhaps will join us next week. We'll have more intense matches, better penta kills and triple kills up for you. And with that, I guess let's end the stream.
See you guys.
All right, bye.